And thus begins the journey to the Smoky Mountains. As you can see, I've already started filming the mountains, which you're going to see a lot of. I think the mountains are the most beautiful and majestic and awe-inspiring things God has put on this planet. This is our bus. We had some funkadelic flatulation problems with the kid in the red shirt, but that's all good. We had some fun with it. There's Bailey and Brother Robert and Marissa. Honestly, as I think back, I wouldn't have wanted to take this trip with anyone else. We had so much fun laughing and talking, and it was just an amazing trip. I wouldn't have traded any of those people for that trip. It was an amazing one, and I don't regret a single bit of it. Mountains! Mountains! And mountains. This is when we first stopped in Tennessee. We stopped in a little town called Cherokee, and inside that little town was a historic village that we walked through. We're just now coming out of the visitor center, and we're walking through the little pathway. It was really, really beautiful. We're on our way now to the actual village. They kind of made a separate area for the bathrooms and visitor center so people can know more about it. Hello, Pastor. It's really, really beautiful here, and as I was walking through, I thought, 150 years ago, or however long it was ago that people actually occupied this village, they would have never guessed that we would be walking through now and looking at their houses and being like, oh man, look at that. Look at how old their stuff is. Oh man. And just to think, 150 years from now, are people going to be walking through our towns, calling them small, with paved roads in the middle, walking through our houses, saying, oh man, look at how they lived. So ancient. Is technology going to get that big that the way we live now is going to look prehistoric? I filmed this because there was actually a pig in that pen. It's a really old pen, but they actually put a pig in it, so I thought that was really cool. This is their barn, which we have farmers today, but they mostly cater to the fast food companies, so, our barns today may not look like this. As I walked through this barn, I remembered 2 years ago I was in the same place, in the same little village, doing the same things. But when you add different people, everything is different altogether. I don't think I recorded the things that I recorded in this one because I wanted to make a video about it. So I didn't record as much, but I wish I would have. We did have a really good time. Now, 2 years ago, whenever I went, that mountain right there was barren. Like, you could see through the trees. And some elk had run down from the top of the mountain all the way into the valley where we're walking now. And they were just a few feet from us. And we witnessed one being shot with a tranquilizer in order to take out the small collar and put on a bigger one because they were tracking them. And everyone thought it would be funny to pose as if they had to go to the bathroom in front of the outhouse. This is towards the end of our walk around the little village and back next to the river. I think that river was the most peaceful thing you could walk by. Just so beautiful and so peaceful, and I think to live next to a river that is that beautiful, I think it wouldn't be the same. You'd get tired of it. Like this kid. Totally unamused by the river. I think it's beautiful. You'd get tired of it, and you wouldn't want to see it anymore. And you'd come to a place where I live, where there are no mountains and flat land everywhere, and you'd got to travel 100 miles to see a river. And you'd be awestruck by that. This was the river right behind our hotel. Again, I'm struck with nostalgia as we walk around this river. As I remember 2 years ago walking by the same river, and honestly the only difference was it wasn't as full because it had just rained about a week before we came. This is Cataract Falls. A man named Bob wrote his name in there, and he was a felon. In Dollywood, we encountered a very friendly duck. Him. And this is at the top of Ramsey's Falls. This is Ramsey's Falls. Only 7 out of the 13 of us actually made it up the 4-mile hike, and I do not regret a single bit of it. This trip was amazing, and I think it was the best out of all the trips I've taken, and I wouldn't change a thing about it.